Okay, so we are on to 4B, sorry, B. So we're still working with standard form, but now we're going to be writing equations in standard form rather than graphing with our x and y intercepts. So first things first, again, what is standard form? So think back to the equations we were seeing last class period. It's that ax plus by equals c, where the x and the y are always going to be there, but the a, the b, and the c are going to be different numbers depending upon the equation. Important things to note that we talked about last time was this a value is never negative. Okay, never ever is it negative. Okay, so that's something we're going to be seeing today and having to change to make sure that this a value, which is the value that's with the x, is positive. So the x always has to come before the y. And then just another thing to note is there can never be fractions. As 8th graders, we are not going to see any that have fractions, but as you get older, you will. So we don't necessarily have to worry about this never fractions piece because I don't think you'll see any, but when you get older, you definitely will. The thing that we're focusing on is this a value can never be negative. So the first one we're seeing is this y equals 7x minus 9. So we're splitting down the middle like we always do. And so in our equation, ax plus by equals c, the x's and the y's need to be on the left side. So right now this 7x is on the right, we need it on the left. So in order to get something to move, we do the opposite of what's there. So since there's no symbol, it's a plus, so we're going to subtract 7x. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Now technically this y, since there's no symbol in front of it, we know there's a plus sign in front of it, okay? That's an important piece for us right now. So we know it's a plus y. This negative 7x, we want it in front of the y, so when we rewrite our equation, we're going to put it out in front. So we're going to put minus 7x plus y equals, those two cancel out, negative 9. Okay, so I'm going to make a note for myself and say, get rid of x on right, because I want to get rid of the x on the right side. And I'm also going to say add a plus, okay, so that that's there. Excuse me. Now this is negative, which is bad. For sad, it's negative. It can't be. So we're going to use what I've called in the past the flip-in method. So we are going to use the flip-in method and flip everything. So negative 7x is going to become positive 7x. Plus y is minus y. An equal sign stays an equal sign. Negative 9 becomes positive 9. And now that is our final answer in standard form. 7x minus y equals 9. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more. Oops. So we're going to bring this up here, kind of put it in the center. We know we're going to want it to be ax plus by equals c. Once again, this one's in slope-intercept form, and we want to put it into standard. So we're going to add a plus to our y, because we want it to have a symbol with it. And now we want the x's to be on the left side. So there's an x on the right side. That's got to go. So we're going to subtract 6x. What we do to one side, we do to the other. There's no x's for this to go with, but we want this in the order that we want. So we're going to put minus 6 in front. Plus y didn't get touched, so it's still here. Equals. Those x's cancel out, and plus 9, we just need to write as 9, because we know if there's a positive there, we don't actually have to write it down. Now, we've got a negative x. We can't have that. So we've got to use the flipping method. So we're going to flip everything. Negative 6x becomes positive 6x. Plus y becomes minus y. Equal sign stays an equal sign. And positive 9 becomes negative 9. And now we have that equation in standard form. Okay, and then last example you might see before you move on is where everything's all on one side. So all of our stuff is on the same side here. There's nothing on the left. So we need to move it all. We need to minus 4x and add 8y. So I'm going to minus 4x and add 8y to both sides. With this 0 there, that doesn't mean anything. So this minus 4x plus 8y just makes its way over here. Plus 4, that cancels out. The y's cancel out, and there's a 2. And then we just need to do the flipping method to make this be positive 4x minus 8y equals negative 2. So we flip everything. And then that's our final answer in standard form. Okay, so just a lot of applying old information to a new scenario. So this is all stuff that you've done before with solving equations and moving stuff around, and even the flipping method is nothing new. We're just applying it to making equations in standard form.